The Ministry of Planning, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, Sustainable Development, and Renewable Energy is moving towards the finalization of Dominica's first social protection policy and strategy. This as a two-day national workshop was held to discuss and advance a draft social policy and strategy and develop an action plan to operationalize the social protection strategy. Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Planning, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, Sustainable Development, and Renewable Energy, Mrs. Gloria Joseph, says the aim of the workshop is to ensure that suitable programs are established so no individual is isolated.
The aim of this session is not to advocate additional social safety net programs, although this may be necessary from time to time, but to develop a policy and strategy which sets parameters for equitable, inclusive, and responsive pipeline of programs which will reduce inequalities, provide for better quality of life and standard of living for all Dominicans, hence leaving no one behind.
The workshop was conducted in partnership with the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, Youth at Risk, Gender Affairs, Senior Security, and Dominicans with Disabilities. Permanent Secretary Mrs. Sylvani Burton says the policy will also contribute to Dominica's economic stability.
The policy and strategy are expected to support the development of an integrated social protection system, which will focus on the alleviation of poverty and inequalities, reduce vulnerability, manage and protect citizens from shocks, improve health and education, and contribute to our overall economic sustainability.
Mrs. Burton says she anticipates the successful completion of the social protection and policy strategy.
I anticipate a fruitful two-day active participation from you in the discussions and group work. Every contribution is indeed valuable to the process. I look forward to the finalization and completion of the policy and strategy as we focus on enhancing the delivery of social protection in Dominica.
Social protection consultant David Cowney says he is excited about the workshop as Dominica's strategy is unique when compared to the rest of the region.
This was the first time that we were able to combine the policy with a strategy, and within the strategy then have a very concrete action plan that's linked to the rest of the strategy and to the policy itself. Dominica is in a particular point where it can aspire to get things right. You also know what's broken. You know what doesn't work, and there's a pretty good consensus around what needs to be done to fix that. Part of that is institutional, how ministries are set up to coordinate or not coordinate across different entities, and what legislation is in place to empower that.